Breaking developments on the Iraqi dinar. Is a revaluation finally near? By Iraqi Dinar RV channel. In the world of currency speculation, few topics generate as much curiosity and debate as the Iraqi dinar. For years, investors, analysts, and ordinary holders of physical dinar notes have patiently, and sometimes impatiently, waited for signs that Iraq's currency might undergo a long-rumored revaluation, RV. Now, in 2025, we are witnessing a wave of developments that suggest a shift may finally be on the horizon. This article dives deep into the latest reports from U.S. banking institutions, insights from within Iraq, and what this all could mean for people holding the well-known 25,000 Iraqi dinar notes. If you're one of those holders, whether you've had your notes tucked away for years or just recently entered the market, this could be the most important update you've heard yet. U.S. banks. Whispers turning into meetings over the past several weeks. Reports have emerged suggesting that certain U.S. banks are holding internal discussions about the potential for foreign currency revaluations. And specifically, the Iraqi dinar is one of the currencies being mentioned. Sources close to the matter have indicated that bank employees in various branches have begun receiving quiet instructions regarding foreign note identification, how to log high-value exchanges, and what potential revaluation-related protocols might look like. While none of these institutions have made public announcements or official policy changes, the shift in tone from silence to preparation is significant. For over a decade, dinar investors in the United States have been met with skepticism, with many banks refusing to acknowledge or even engage in conversations around Iraqi dinar exchanges. The recent internal memos and discrete training sessions suggest a major turning point may be underway. Why the 25,000 dinar note is in focus among all denominations of the Iraqi dinar, the 25,000 IQD note has become the symbol of this speculative investment. It's the highest value note held by most retail investors and is often seen as a benchmark for calculating potential returns in the event of a revaluation. At today's approximate exchange rate, a single 25,000 dinar note is worth less than $20 USD. However, should Iraq revalue its currency, for example, setting the exchange rate at $1 per dinar or even $3 per dinar, that same note could become worth $25,000 to $75,000. This dramatic potential upside is what has kept investor interest alive, despite long periods of dormancy and skepticism. It's important to remember that such outcomes remain speculative. There is no guarantee that the dinar will revalue to those levels, or even revalue at all. However, the fact that bank systems are being updated and staff are being trained shows that real-world institutional awareness is increasing, a notable change. Inside Iraq, deleting the zeros versus true revaluation, while much of the excitement is centered around U.S. and global banks. The real engine for any dinar revaluation lies within Iraq itself. The Central Bank of Iraq, CBI, has for several years discussed a policy known as deleting the zeros, and in 2025, this initiative is reportedly gaining renewed traction. Let's clear up a common misconception. Deleting the zeros does not mean investors will lose money. Instead, it's a technical process aimed at simplifying the Iraqi financial system and reducing the psychological impact of inflation. Under this plan, existing notes with large denominations like 25,000 IQD would be replaced over time with new notes in smaller denominations. For instance, a 25,000 note being swapped for a 25 note. The new 25 dinar note would still hold the same purchasing power within Iraq as the old 25,000 note. It's essentially a redenomination, not a revaluation, at least domestically. International holders. What deleting zeros means for you for those outside Iraq holding physical dinar notes, the key question is this. Will these changes inside Iraq affect the value of my notes internationally? The short answer is, not necessarily, at least not immediately. Iraq's internal redenomination affects day-to-day transactions and accounting within the country. The exchange value of your physical notes abroad, particularly in places like the US, Europe, and parts of Asia, will only change if Iraq's central bank sets a new international exchange rate that is recognized by other countries and banking systems. So while Iraq may introduce new notes and modernize its currency system at home, the large denomination physical notes circulating outside the country could still be exchanged at new rates if an official revaluation is announced. This is precisely why global investors are watching U.S. bank movements so closely. Signs of RV? What we're seeing in 2025, here are some key indicators suggesting we may be closer than ever to a possible dinar revaluation. 1. U.S. bank activity, internal memos, employee training, and new systems being prepared for foreign currency exchanges, especially in banks that previously avoided dinar transactions. 2. CBI reforms. Iraq's central bank has been overhauling financial policies, reducing corruption, and working with international partners like the IMF and World Bank to stabilize its economy. 3. Improved economic indicators. Iraq's oil production has stabilized, foreign reserves are increasing, and inflation has been kept under control. These are crucial prerequisites for any currency reform. 4. Currency modernization. New note designs, digital banking systems, and mobile payment infrastructure are being introduced, a sign that Iraq is preparing for greater financial integration with the global system. 5. Geopolitical pressure. There is increasing pressure from regional allies and trade partners for Iraq to have a stable, internationally tradable currency. This adds external motivation to make real moves. Risk versus reward. The truth about holding Iraqi dinar is a high-risk, high-reward proposition. There is no denying that. For many, it's not about making a quick buck, but about being positioned for a potential long-term shift, one that may or may not happen. It's important to treat your dinar holdings as speculative. Do not invest more than you can afford to lose. But also, if you do hold physical notes, this is a moment where staying informed is critical. The worst-case scenario isn't necessarily that your notes become worthless. The more likely risk is missing the window of opportunity if something does happen. Make sure your notes are stored safely. Know which banks near you deal in foreign currency exchanges, and stay alert to news from both the Central Bank of Iraq and U.S. financial institutions. Final thoughts. The RV may not be a myth after all. For years, the idea of a dinar RV was dismissed as nothing more than a fantasy, a rumor kept alive by hopeful chatter in online forums and speculative circles. But 2025 is shaping up to be different. We are no longer dealing with just speculation. We're now seeing preparation, and that alone is a significant development. While no public announcement has yet confirmed an official revaluation, the behind-the-scenes movement is impossible to ignore. From bank systems being updated to CBI's internal reforms, all signs suggest that the possibility of a revaluation is closer than it has ever been. So to all our viewers and readers, whether you've held on to your notes for a decade or just recently became a believer, now is the time to pay close attention. Stay tuned and stay ready. Subscribe to Iraqi Dinar RV on YouTube for ongoing updates, analysis, and breaking news as the situation continues to unfold. We'll keep you informed with facts, not hype. Disclaimer. This article is intended for educational purposes only and does not constitute financial, legal, or tax advice. The foreign exchange market is inherently risky and prone to misinformation. Consult with qualified professionals before making any investment decision. Iraqi Dinar RV is not liable for any losses or damages resulting from the use or reliance on this content.